What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Talking Bull. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news rundown as well as your main topic for the week. Our main topic for the week is going to be, we found this article on Screen Rant. It was top 15 things you can't do in a movie now, or that wouldn't be in a movie now. I thought it'd make a good topic of just discussion. So we'll get to that later, but first, we'll get down to the news.
Good old news.
Good old news.
Gotta love the news.
Yeah, we gotta love it. Some good news.
Some good news.
Well, not good, just lots of it. So starting off, I think with the big thing here is the Justice League extensive reshoots. Basically messing with everything. Money-wise, schedule-wise, people not being able to use your Schick razor-wise, just all that kind of stuff. So basically, because of DC's inability to make a movie, they have to go shoot a whole bunch of stuff with Whedon. So the studio, along with the trouble of getting everyone together, apparently it's going to cost them about $25 million to reshoot for what essentially like 2 months in between London and Los Angeles, according to various people. And it's basically because of the actors having already shot their stuff and not having planned to shoot 2 months of extensive reshoot months. Yeah. It's just wreaking havoc. So lately, studios have been putting in additional time for reshoots, as well as adding anywhere between $6 and $10 million to do the reshoots. But they're typically like a week, two, like not crazy amounts. So like, it doesn't really affect Ben and Gal Gadot because apparently they're not busy doing much. But for Ezra, who is off doing the sequel to Fantastic Beast, yeah, he's kind of going back and forth between doing the two.
I think that film's in London though too, so he's close by.
He is close by.
And so's Henry, because he's doing Mission Impossible.
Well, that's the big thing is.
But I was just gonna get to Jason doing Aquaman in Australia. That's a bitch to fly up to London.
That's not really a jaunt.
That's not close.
It's a really long jaunt. So yeah, but at least that's their own movie. They can kind of stop that and go with it. It's Cavell that they're having a problem with because for what's he shooting over there?
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
MI6.
MI6. He's shooting that big Mission Impossible movie. And he grew a mustache beard for the role.
Like, it seems like the mustache rivals Selleck's.
Yeah,
it's up there.
Yeah,
it goes Tom
it's
and then
amazing.
Henry. Like, I mean, when you look like that though, you could pretty much have any type of mustache. I think. Like,
yeah,
right?
It's crazy from what they've been saying. So apparently they wanted him to shave it because naturally you don't want Superman having facial hair.
Super Mustachio.
Oh, the amount of names this guy's giving.
Super Mustachio.
I think what we should do is we should go around and grab a few of the pictures that people have put up.
Yeah, you have to put up a few of those Mustachio pictures.
It's great. So he's off shooting this, and they're like, "Oh, you have to come back and do this," and he's like, "Okay, I guess, great." And they were like, Paramount, we need you to let him shave. And they're like, no, we need he grew this for the movie. We're still taping our movie. Yeah. Your movie's done and now affecting our movie. So now they're going to have to go into the movie after they finish the reshoots and digitally remove his amazing mustache and beard.
Exactly.
And then we have the amount, how long it's going to take to do this.
They get into, there's an article depicting like the process of removing it, and like they pretty much remove it hair by hair. Like, it's ridiculous. But so they require a 3D model, which they already have because they've done Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. But it says typically about 6 weeks. It takes typically about 6 weeks to edit a mustache out of 1 minute of film. And it can take approximately 25 weeks to edit a mustache out of 5 minutes of film. So 25 weeks for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So if the reshoots are as extensive as they've been described, and depending on how much that fell on Cavill filming. Like,
yeah.
he might have only filmed like 2 minutes or whatever. You know, like we don't know what his extent was, but they got to work their ass off, like around the clock, to get these
and
stashes off of Superman.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm saying though, first time he turns the corner though, like, and enters that set with wearing the suit but with the stash.
Yeah, well,
I fucking fall laughing. There's nothing stopping me from just. I would be pointing and laughing at him.
Especially if they miss one. He's just got like the Sidney Crosby like dirty mustache. So according to like various places, it's basically done to shoot more dialogue scenes, which Whedon is known for having great dialogue and stuff.
Well,
so if it is just them like doing dialogue, he's just going to be standing in the scene depending on how much he has. Mm-hmm. So like they're going to have to go extensively into this to do it.
A lot of one of the other things about the reshoots or the pickups is that like you said, explain dialogue. And just what I call the bullshit scenes, in the sense of like, remember how obviously you watch a Snyder film and it's scene.
Yeah.
And then you watch like any other movie and it flows beginning to end. There's all those little...
It goes scene, transition, scene, transition.
So Whedon is supposedly putting in those transitions too, where it just flows better on top of just more dialogue too. Which
Whedon is good for transitioning. So
I'm sure the movie's going to be good.
Yeah, they're also really not sure what to give him for credit. Whedon?
I think he just does it. Yeah, like I see this thing there where it says like with Tony Gilroy, who stepped in to replace Gareth Edwards on Rogue One.
Yeah.
And but he didn't get credit on it.
No, he just got the screenwriting one.
Yeah.
So like Whedon might get that, maybe a producer thing.
Yeah.
And then the same thing's happening with the Phil Lord, Chris Miller. And
I think Ron Howard's getting full credit though. Like that was publicly like, we fired you. You cannot direct. You know what I mean? Like not like Gareth and Zach.
Yeah.
Like those. Like I'm pretty sure like come episode or Han Solo, it's gonna say directed by Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Like I would imagine.
I'm not really worried about these rewrites either. It's just adding more character building scenes.
Oh yeah, like I said, I have no concerns. I mean, it's Whedon, it's DC, it's
Whedon. Like I love his writing. Like he's really good.
I trust it. I know what I'm gonna get.
So on that downer of a news, we also got a new promo banner.
I saw this banner yesterday.
Yeah, and it looks like it's the picture.
First of all, the banner, fucking sexy. The second picture, I'm gonna rub one out later.
I see now we've just gone full us in the podcast.
Look at that fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, but we're full us in this podcast now. It is like, look at it, it's so pretty. So pretty. I wanna touch it. I'm petting it with the mouse. I love Momoa down here, just like
I saw this like the banner.
Yeah.
But the only thing was like in the comment section, it was like again, Cyborg is just standing there
because he's just digitally inserted, right? I'm pretty sure he's not even in the promo shot.
I'm pretty sure he was standing in the shot wearing his green pajamas.
Oh yeah. So like, but I'm just gonna go with the assumption that like every shot he's in, he's just not there.
Yeah.
Like they take the promo shot and he's at home.
And then no, I thought I would have imagined that he'd be standing there in his green pajamas, like but. Even still, they could, if it is fully like that. I wouldn't say it's fully CG because it doesn't look like what Marvel does with their fucking.
No, definitely not.
So, I believe he's there, but even if he wasn't, if it's fully like photoshopped, they still could have put him in a pose.
Yeah.
But he's always just standing there.
Yeah.
And then someone said someone brought up like something about not wanting to show him in battle mode. Because, like, there's a one shot in the trailer where his full mask comes down.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously we're going to see, like, his cannons or whatever.
Yeah, his arm cannons and stuff. Like, they don't want to reveal it too soon.
They don't want to show any of that. So it's just you standing there type of thing.
I think,
which I'm totally
Ezra had teased this shot of just him earlier.
Yeah, like, I think it's put it on Twitter maybe or something like that.
So this is the full promo banner. Yeah, this is...
And that is like
great.
I said,
and the bat suit looks awesome. You can see all the intricate weaving. I'll throw this up in the when we get to this point in talking about it. It's just a nice promo banner. Then we got some more news on the Lion King remake. It was reported a while ago that Hugh Jackman was up for the role of Scar. It now looks like... I tried to pronounce this earlier so I could say Chawati
Ejiofor.
Ejiofor.
Fuck, I don't know how to say that.
Good in Doctor Strange. That's where we know him from.
No, that's Black Panther.
No, it's Doctor Strange, actor. Right there. It's
I thought that was the guy playing Panther.
No, that's another name I can't pronounce. No, this is the guy from Thing.
So Mordor?
Is
From
that
Doctor Strange?
Mondu.
Mondu.
Whatever the hell his name is. Let's see if I can. There was a picture up of him. Oh, I seem to have lost the
Anyways,
article here.
So he might be up for the
role.
Yeah,
it seems like he is going to be Scar. Which I'm like, okay. I liked him in the movie. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
That was all for that news. It was just a little bit of just rumors and whatnot. Then we have the announcement. This was announced a week ago, I believe. The next Bond flick.
Yes.
November 8th, 2019.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Typical.
Same guys who have written the last three are going to write this one.
Yeah. Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, who worked on Royal, Quantum, Skyfall, and Spectre.
Yeah.
Which I always forget Spectre just because it's just a weird name.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Quantum of Solace, which we had to look up what it meant, and we still aren't sure. It's really weird, and I'm not going to try to explain it. So then after that news, we had that a front runner was emerging for directors. Mm-hmm. Because, like, just releasing the schedule date release is really dumb. I said that ass backwards. I don't know why I just couldn't say release schedule. But yeah, like, I hate when they do that. Don't announce a date. I hate when movies do it. I hate when games do it. It's dumb. Mm-hmm. Because you know they're never going to meet that. Especially when no one is in it. They don't even know if Daniel Craig's doing it yet. How do you announce a movie that is, what, at this point?
It's over 2 years.
2 years-ish?
2 years.
You figure roughly 6 months to tape it, edit it.
Yeah. You're
not giving yourself a lot of space. But we have a director.
Possibly.
Can people just have normal names? No offense to people.
They're just saying who are they? It's David McKenzie.
Yeah, this guy though. Jan Dimage is the front runner at this point. There are other ones, but he is like their top choice. Mm-hmm. And then along with David McKenzie, who was also up. He did a movie with Matthew McConaughey, and the other guy is also...
He did Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
And then there's Denis Villeneuve,
who is right now doing the upcoming Blade Runner
2049,
and then the sequel, and then the Dune reboot. Speaking of reboot, amazing show. Americans are like, what? we have a couple American fans, so they'll be like, what? No, the reboot for Hellboy. Did you see this? They dropped the subtitle. It's now just Hellboy instead of Hellboy, Wrath of the Blood Queen. It's now just Hellboy.
It's just Hellboy.
And they cast Shane to play in the movie. They didn't say what he was doing, but they cast him. He's from Deadwood and stuff.
Yeah, Shane.
I was trying to remember it off the top of my head because I didn't grab the article, but it was news about Hellboy, and I'm excited for that movie. Good actor though.
Yeah.
Then on the thing of franchises failing, we have the Dark Universe, the creative core, Alex Kurtzman, may be leaving.
Awesome.
So like right off the bat, your movie bombed. So now the entire like thing is in question. He was out promoting Star Trek Discovery, and they were like, "Are you still involved in the Dark Universe in the wake of the Mummy bombing?" And he was like, "I don't know. Truth is, maybe. I don't know. His exact quote. And then he was like, "I really haven't decided." Like,
is the honest answer.
Yeah, his words.
He's like, I might just walk away from this bitch.
And I'm just like, this is the guy who did your movie. He's the creative core of it, and even he doesn't know if he's coming back.
Like,
to
I
do
think I'm
it.
done. I tried it. Fuck it. We tried it twice, technically. I don't give a fuck what they say. They've tried it twice.
He's still slated to be the producer in the next movie, The Bride of Frankenstein. And then we'll see if he does the rest of these things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, okay. Good luck with that, guys. Also, I just saw it a while ago. One of the main writers for the Transformers movies is no longer writing the Transformers movies.
Is this a good thing or a bad
Oh,
thing?
that's a good thing because he
Yeah.
wrote most of them, and he
Okay.
was the story guy on The Last Night, which was a giant piece of crap.
Was it?
Oh, it was
You seen it?
fucking garbage. Yeah, just trying to watch it, it's just it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Even more so than a Transformers movie.
Is it like too bad? Like revenge bad?
Yeah. It's just kind of disjointed and everywhere type of thing. They're
How
not
long was it long?
It was fucking long too.
Yeah.
It's the longest one, I believe.
Oh,
It's just
fuck.
it's not worth even watching.
Mm-hmm.
Also, John Cena is in the Bumblebee movie.
Yep. Slated to go up against good old Roman Reigns, December 21st.
For those of you who don't know that joke, in this house at least,
No, seriously.
Jason Momoa is Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
like they're
seriously,
pretty much the
movie's-
same dude.
The Bumblebee movie is scheduled to now be released the same day as Aquaman comes out next year. So
You assume they move Bumblebee, right?
I assume they shouldn't have put it there in the first place, but yeah, they got to move fucking Bumblebee.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Not John Cena cannot take on Aquaman.
No.
Like, he's John Cena, but he ain't that big.
Yeah, and it's Transformers, and it isn't that big, and it's Bumblebee, and it isn't that big. I mean, like, look at the opening. Just do it this way. Look at the opening of Last Night here in the States, and then wait a few months, and we'll look at Justice League, and then we'll wait a few months and see the hype of how Momoa is after that.
Yeah.
And then you'll quickly see Bumblebee gets moved because it was like Last Night tanked.
Yeah.
Opening here in the North America, and it's not going to do well.
And
against
Bumblebee's
Aquaman.
not even
And
like the
Bumblebee is-
Bumblebee from like the original thing where he's like has personality and shit.
Yeah.
This one's just an annoying guy who talks on
I
the
thought
radio.
this one they were going to use I thought I read that they were going to put him back in the bug.
They put him in the 80s. Who knows what they're doing?
Yeah, like in the 80s, but I thought they were going to put him like as the Volkswagen Beetle,
yeah?
which you originally was. I thought I read that.
Yeah. Well, Michael Bay's gone now, right? So they can do stuff. They can actually make plot and you know, an
No more
explosion.
explosions.
Yeah, explosion is not a scene transition, as Michael Bay likes to think so. So that was kind of it for movie news, really. Just trying to think offhand of anything that came up, but I think that was it. So now we'll move into some TV stuff, direct to DVD stuff too as well. I just threw this in because this is kind of something that was like, oh wow. The voice director, Adriano Romano, retired, which is kind of big because like, if you've ever watched a show between 91 and last week, she was the voice director on it, which is crazy to think how long she's been in it. And like she's done pretty much like she was all of the DC original movies. She was the voice director on Avatar, the original DuckTales, and like just every other friggin' thing you can think of.
I didn't read the article. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah,
I didn't know why she retired, but now I see.
Yeah, there is a reason why she retired. It's kind of sad, but I wish her the best. She was awesome at doing one of these things. Like she also did this.
But we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what a voice director actually does.
And you were trying to say, oh, they tell the actor to like emphasize this or say it softly or do this, and I'm like, yeah, that's what the director does. And then you're like, oh, but it's an animated, and I was like, yeah. But that's what the director does. Like, the director would do the same thing with a person in a room on a set and tell you, oh, say this, emphasize this, try this way. So, like, it just seemed like for whatever reason, for animation.
She also cast a lot of these things as well. So,
But it just seemed like for animation, there's a voice director.
Yeah, it's very different between director and voice director on projects. But, I mean, props to her. Like, she's won a shit ton of awards. She's pretty much done everything you could think of in terms of at least voices. And then I saw this. This was hilarious just because, like, some of these shows have worked and some of them haven't. So what's happening is Vin Diesel, his production company, is going to try to make a Miami Vice reboot.
So he just wants to produce it for TV?
Yeah. Much like the we have like
5-0?
Yeah, 5-0, and then they have SWAT's coming out this year, and then Lethal Weapon, and then what was that other big one they had that MacGyver? They tried to reboot, and then same with what's the other one that tanked that we were gonna watch because it's
Rush Hour?
Yeah, Rush Hour. Not an old show, but still So he's working on that.
So I remember watching the movie. I think I only watched it like maybe once or twice though.
Yeah.
With Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I watched it. It's not bad from what I remember.
Yeah, it's been years since I've watched it.
Yeah, but
so he won't be in the movie. He won't be in it though. Vin Diesel.
He will serve as one of the several executive producers, and yeah, that's it. He's the one who pitched it. There's no timetable. They're trying to get it through NBC. We'll see if he's in it, but
I don't think he's in it. But
knowing Vin Diesel, he'll cast himself as somebody.
I imagine he'd be like. I don't think he'd work steady though.
Oh no,
definitely
he
would just be like. He'd be someone that comes in and out of the series.
Yeah,
like he might be in the pilot for sure.
Yeah,
you want people to watch this shit. And then like he'd pop back in the middle somewhere, and then
much like Knight Rider.
I was gonna say Knight Rider, and I was gonna say that show you watched the where they did the one with Cooper, Limitless.
Oh yeah. Oh,
right?
That was such a good show. I wish they hadn't canceled it.
Right, so like because Bradley was on that, right?
Yeah. He was in that, and then he did a couple episodes in between. It kind of tied everything together. Yeah, it was really good.
I'd imagine if anything, it'd be like that, where he just plays a character, but he's on the show from time to time.
Yeah, but, I don't. So
we'll see.
Miami Vice, big drug thing, fast cars, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
Can you really do this type of show now with like
police
the gritty?
But shows are
not that good.
They're not that good. Well, they're not good
anymore.
But they're not on TV anymore. Like all of them have been, all of them have canceled and finished.
When you have
I don't know why
shows,
they're restarting it.
When you have shows like the Netflix series with damn it, I can't remember the name of the show. The drug cartel shows. There's several.
The one you watch.
Yeah.
Escobar?
Yeah, about Escobar, and then they have El Chapo on there. They're all about drug running and things like that. They're like gritty, down-to-earth dramas. This is over-the-top excess. And like on NBC, can you really expect it? Like, can you really do the same type of show now? It'll be like the Fast and Furious Light with drugs, basically.
Yeah.
And those movies aren't that good, but they're watchable entertainment. And like, I don't know. I don't think it can work as a show now. Like SWAT can still work because you still have SWAT and things like that.
Yeah, SWAT can still work, but it's just the idea like they have. I just don't see this type of television taking off again. It just kind of ended.
I just read the name of his production company because I skipped it the first time. One Race Television Production Company.
One Race.
Come on, Vin Diesel. Either he really wants us to be all one people, or he really likes cars. I'm gonna go with the other one. Then we kind of just got random sporadic news. So we got Flash news. Basically, they seem to be done with speedster villains for a while.
Yep.
They got the Tinker going up for this season, which will probably
see how that works.
Yeah. He'll probably use like.
Oh, you see this about?
Yeah, I was getting to that. So he'll probably use like a different set of villains to help him out and stuff like that. And then they cast the elongated man, Hartley Sawyer, as him. I saw his picture. I recognize him from stuff. Not a bad actor. Kind of looks like him in this.
I had to look up who Elongated Man was because I'm like, Well, you just somehow with Plastic Man.
Yeah, you started watching Justice League, right? So when you get to Unlimited,
this thing is dead.
Well, you tried to watch.
This thing is just sitting here for show. It's literally like does nothing.
Okay,
I can't open anything.
All right, for the sake of anecdotes, you started watching Justice League, right?
Yes.
When you get to Unlimited, they have both Plastic Man and Elongated Man, and there's kind of like a little rivalry between the two.
Okay.
Because they're the exact same fucking character.
Yeah. I read about it. Like I wikied them the other day because
Yeah.
I saw this article and I was like, "Who the fuck is Elongated Man?" Like, I didn't know like if it was like a Kid Flash. You know what I mean? Like, if it was just like another. It wasn't.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. But
also, the Wonder Woman prequel series is dead.
Yeah.
For anyone holding breath on that series.
They're not going to put that on television after it just made $800 million at the fucking box office. They're like, yeah, let's put this on the CW.
Also, speaking of the CW, they are also now done at least adding new superhero shows. The producer at the they're doing the TV conferences right now.
Yeah.
They're done with superhero shows, at least because a bulk of their fucking shows
Yeah, because they all are the fucking network is that. But
they have
at this TCW, TCA?
Yeah,
TSA. They you're probably getting to it. They announced the crossover event for thing. I saw something today though, and it was an article from Mark Guggenheim.
Yeah.
And it said that instead of focusing on all the characters in one 2-hour movie where everybody interacts with everyone, they're going to make it larger by having it 2-hour movies and be more based like that. So I think it's like I said yesterday where one isn't connected. Like they both are connected to the same story. Like let's say they're all stopping aliens again or whatever the fucking thing is. But essentially, I don't think Oliver's going to interact with the Legends and Flash. He's going to just be with Supergirl and they're going to have a 2-hour movie, and Flash and Legends are going to have a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, because they're moving Arrow to Monday for the event.
A one-time special.
So, so I think you are right. I think I was wrong yesterday because the way they worded it was correct, but it just seemed weird.
Yeah.
Considering they did say that all 4 shows would interact this year.
Yeah.
Well, that's not all 4 shows interacting. That's you doing the same shit you did last year, but would have Supergirl show up.
Yeah, and but actually even different because it's gonna tell. Whereas, you had to watch part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, one each day. You'll get 1 and 2 together, but that will be a cohesive story on its own.
Yeah.
3 and 4 will be cohesive on its own, but 1 through 4 will also tell an even larger story.
Yeah. I'm getting annoyed with this. You see this every time they announce these. It's like, oh, they're risking alienating fans who don't watch
one
all
show
the
over
show.
the other.
And I'm like,
it's just one fucking
in all
week.
reality, you do watch at least 2 of them.
You have to watch at least 2 of them.
And if you do watch 3, you're probably watching Flash, Arrow, and Legends.
Yeah.
Supergirl, you get.
And it's not connected in the world anyways.
Yeah, she's on
all other contexts of the shows, it's not connected. So I could watch the other 3 shows and for one fucking episode watch her and Oliver beat up someone.
I watched when Flash was on Supergirl, and I had only watched the pilot for Supergirl.
Yeah, we watched the pilot, and then we did watch. So we watched the pilot 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and then we did watch, I believe, the first one of this season because it had Superman on it.
Yeah,
but I never watched the second half.
I was going to, and then just I really don't want to.
Yeah, I meant to watch the second half with Superman, but
then I was hoping that the trailer that they did put out for various shows at the end of those conferences. To show,
the ones at Comic-Con.
Yeah, when we saw Flash and Arrows and Legends, they were all really good, and I was hoping Supergirls would be enough to kind of be okay, I want to check this out, see what's going on. Its trailer was so bad that I'm I don't want to.
Part of it sounds good. There's a lot of characters on Supergirl.
Yeah.
You got Martian, which is pretty badass.
There are more characters on there than I would rather watch on Gotham.
Although, what were we reading 2 weeks ago during Comic-Con about Gotham, and the idea was I might want to watch it again. I might give it a second try.
I watched their trailer for it too, and I was like, ugh. Did you see this?
Oh, I read that. Yeah, when the show begins, he's no longer he's hung it up.
Yeah,
because of all the shit that happens to him, because he keeps failing because he can't see anything. No, no, I did read this. It's pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. We'll get it next couple weeks.
Yeah.
For those of you watching and can't see what we're now doing because we've forgot that you can't see the computer screen anymore, we are looking at Defenders article saying that when Defenders picks up, Daredevil would have retired and hung up the red tights,
which makes sense in the context of his show.
Mm-hmm. When you read the whole article, it makes sense that based on 2 failing seasons of Saving Hell's Kitchen and the supposed death of Elektra, he's like, fuck it.
I was also
he's
curious.
Like, I was in way over my head
of what we're staring
from
at.
what I can see.
We've now hooked the laptop to the TV, much like most people do when they're doing this to see. And we're now reading the articles that way instead of, in case you're wondering why we don't have a phone and his paperweight here.
Yeah, this large paperweight. I like the.
He's not even kidding. It doesn't even load anything.
No, I've actually clicked on 2 files. I clicked on this one up here and this one, and it won't fucking open it.
Yeah, his laptop is bricked. We're gonna have to look at that after. So moving right along with the news. Not random news. We just clicked on Sony TV Pictures. Their TV studios. They acquired anime distributor Funimation. For those of you who don't know, Funimation is basically a place where they play all the anime that airs in the U.S. and English-speaking countries. They dub it and sub it, and they have simulcast when it airs over in Japan. So they acquired it. They now own 95% of it. They bought it for $150 million. The CEO of originally will stay on and retain a minority stake in the company. It's kind of a big thing because now they own that as well as Omniplex, their animation house, or anime house, I should say. So now it seems like they have a huge monopoly on anime, which neither of us watch particularly. But just the
I've heard of Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I've heard of Cowboy Bebop.
And this is a new one, My Hero Academia. And then as well as that, they now have Dragon Ball, which is Dragon Ball Z, and GT, I would assume, as well as the new Super, as well as One Piece, which is massive, as well as any other ones we're not listing here. And then like they also have now Sword Art Online from their other ones. It doesn't say what it's going to do for their partnership with Crunchyroll, which they share licenses and stuff with that. I'm assuming they'll have to work out a new deal with Crunchyroll or just not, and then that's pretty much like a shot in the head to Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. And I'm just intrigued to see where it airs, because that's where most anime was Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they
do
there.
Why Crunchyroll? Why would you call it that? That's just such a fucking dumb name.
Well, it's a name of like a Japanese food, I would assume, right?
Like an egg roll?
No, it's a crunchy roll.
Like a crunchy egg roll.
It's a crunchy egg. There's a lot of things that are named after like stupid ass shit. They didn't just pick a fucking random name in the first one they went with.
It looks like they literally just put 2 words together. Crunchy roll. We'll go with that.
TalkingBull.
Yeah. I see the logic now.
Oh shit. I just closed one of the articles.
The one the next one?
Yeah, that's okay. I have it over here. So that was kind of it for TV news. And then we had moving into game news. See, when you have all this stuff like just kind of here, it's kind of crazy how this kind of flows. Mm-hmm. So gaming news, the NPD put out their sales data, which just tracks, as of right now, for the most part, physical sales.
So that doesn't count the ones you bought on the station?
No. I think they started adding it, but for the most part, it is just physical sales.
Okay.
So for the second quarter of 2017, Injustice was the highest grossing console title, which is pretty fucking impressive because it's May and June. And this game just came out at the tail end of that.
Yeah, it came out at the end of May.
Yeah.
And it beat Zelda?
It beat Zelda Breath of the Wild, as well as Prey and GTA, which is crazy because GTA 5, I don't know if you've seen articles about this.
Oh, GTA 5 is one of the highest grossing games of all time.
But it is constantly still in the top 10 of physical as well as digital titles. Top 10 constantly. This is a game that came out on the PS3 in
14?
14? Yeah.
Maybe
I think so.
15. No, it had to be 14.
I think 14. And then they ported it to the consoles.
Yeah.
And then, kind of funny, has made the joke of like people keep buying it because teenagers keep turning 17, so they keep buying the game. And I'm like, that makes sense. But just like it keeps going. Like, who in the hell doesn't own this game by now?
But Injustice beat it.
This month.
This quarter.
This quarter, which is crazy because it just came out.
Yeah.
Halfway through May. It came out May 16th.
Yeah. It's an awesome game.
But it's a fighting game based off a fighting game that's a sequel based off DC characters. Like that's kind of a niche thing.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about like the fighting scene it's in, which isn't even that big of a thing to begin with. So like that's crazy. And it beats Zelda, which is on
that's for Switch.
Yeah.
Zelda Switch.
But
right?
Zelda has sold more copies than Switches are available. Because people are just buying the game to have it. Because you can't find a Switch, so they just buy the game to have the game. I don't understand that logic. Yeah, but
on the hope that one day they'll get a Switch and then be able to play it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I see their point.
I see it, but like, I wouldn't do it
because like the consoles aren't bundled with the game, right? So you have to buy the game. You buy the $80 game beforehand, and then when you finally have the ability to do it,
to get the console, you have the games ready.
Yeah,
I guess,
basically.
But,
yeah.
So yeah, that's just funny though. It sold more games than consoles sold.
And then just some little stuff here. Sony at their earnings call or whatever, they shipped another 60.4 million PS consoles to retailers. They're now sold is at 60.3 million consoles worldwide. Sold.
Is that a lot?
60 million consoles? Yes.
7 billion people in the world is 60
Okay,
million
at this point, though, at the previous generation of consoles, they were only at 30.
So, like, let's just say we're 5 years into the PS4. Just go with me on this.
Yeah.
At 5 years into the PS3, they were only at 30.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Yeah.
That is a huge fucking increment.
You doubled it.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about. There was something else I wanted to mention off the top of my head that I cannot remember. I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily earlier, and they were spouting some news, and I'm like, I'll just steal their news.
I'm just going to remember all this.
That's basically what I did. But now I can't. There was some other big thing that happened, but I can't remember what it was. I'll have to jump back over here. And then for the first time ever in NBA Live 18, which is EA's franchise that's kind of floundering, because 2K is so much better for basketball.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, they're gonna have WNBA players and teams in the game.
Like, so you could like go to the load menu and then be like WNBA.
Yeah.
And play that league, play that season, whatever.
Yeah. And I don't know like how
you get all the stuff. Like I just said, could you do like all the stuff that you could do with the NBA in the women's? Or do you just get to like play exhibition games or little tournament things?
It didn't specify, like, because it says they scanned the heads and like bodies of various like female like things. Players. I don't know why I couldn't say players, but like it doesn't say how many they did and like what you can do with it.
Yeah, like what's the gameplay once you get it? Am I just doing like a mini like run for the championship,
like when NHL added the like Swedish teams and stuff like that? Yeah.
Am I just doing like I said, like a tournament style where like you pick a team, play 4 games, and see if you can win, quote unquote, the championship, or can I pick a team and do my created season, like GM mode type of thing? Be interesting.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah. Pretty great though. I'm glad they've added that for the first time ever. I mean, the WNBA has only been around for a while, but props to them. So, just closing off kind of the news segment here, we have October 27th is the craziest day this year, And it is, because there's a lot of stuff coming out. Stranger Things is coming out. We also have Assassin's Creed coming out. Origins comes out that day. As well as Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Which is crazy. There was a movie that was supposed to come out, but it was moved. And then
I'm sure some horror movies opening that weekend. It's Halloween weekend.
Yeah. Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, as well, comes out.
Wow.
As well as Saw.
Yeah. So is that the movie?
Yeah, that was the movie. And there was another movie. It was the third movie in the Cloverfield series.
Okay.
But it was delayed.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that is everything coming out that day. A bunch of games and Stranger Things.
Stranger Things and Saw.
And
like 5 games.
Yeah,
That's
Mario.
A busy day.
If I was at the company, I would move the new Colossus. Because Wolfenstein was great. But going up against Mario on a console now that is just chugging along very well. It actually has strong sales numbers.
Switch?
Yeah. The Switch being out, and at this point, you'll probably have even more Switches.
Yeah, because
and they're going to ramp up leading into Mario.
Yeah.
And then, as well as Assassin's Creed.
So all those people that bought Zelda will be able to get one in October.
Exactly. As well as Assassin's Creed coming back from its hiatus and showing off that amazing gameplay on an install base of the PlayStation as well as the Xbox. I feel really bad for the new Colossus. Because, like, the Old Blood and the New Order, its game as well as its DLC were really fun. I'll probably end up playing all 5 of those games as soon as I get a Switch. And this was the other thing. Speaking of Nintendo and its consoles, we didn't cover this, but Walmart accidentally allowed you to pre-order the NES the Super NES Mini. And then about a day and a half later, they're like, oops, sorry, you can't. So they canceled everyone's pre-order. And with this nice little email, and it says, we hope you come back for our business. And everyone was like, well, we have to because we need a NES Super. And then Nintendo announced a couple days later that late August, you will be able to pre-order your Super Nintendo Mini, as well as having I believe they used an enormous amount available at retailer upon release, as well as a abundant of them throughout the year.
So you're getting a lot of huge words.
Basically because everyone was like, dude, we can't get this fucking console. Who bought the first one?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think no one actually got one, like, at their house. It was just all the games media who got one and pretended like everyone couldn't get one. Because, like
there was 100 of them made, and that's it.
Yeah. They just gave them out to all the IGNs and Game Radar and things like that. Because, I've never seen one.
Like I said, man, now I'm holding out for the fucking 64 Mini.
I'm at
You got me hooked on that. I'm fuck, it's going to happen. That's the one I want.
At EB,
I play that way more than I play the Super.
At EB, Walmart, and Best Buy, I have Alert set up. So as soon as this bitch goes on pre-order, I'm able to get it. That's pretty much for all the news I got. You got anything?
No.
On that brick of a laptop?
No.
If you go to Amazon, go to our wish list. He needs a new laptop. Actually, I randomly added some things to the wish list of mine just so I could remember where it was and what I wanted to get later on for the podcast. And speaking of the podcast, we have some kind of big news we probably should have led with in the beginning of the podcast. We are now on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Big fucking news. I don't know why we didn't start with it. You can now get the Talking Bull podcast audio version on iTunes, which means you can, once it's uploaded to iTunes, you can grab it from any podcast service. As far as I know, I've checked 3 or 4 different ones.
They're all there.
We're all on there except for Stitcher, because you need to be super fucking important to be on Stitcher.
Yeah.
And we are not.
Oh, God, no.
So,
I'm surprised we made it to iTunes. So I figured out how to do it last week.
Yeah.
And you got to submit the thing, and you got to submit your credentials and your samples.
We have credentials and samples.
And they were like, okay, we'll get back to you. It said 48 to 72 hours.
It was
like
6.
It was 6 hours later. I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this out. I just log into the podcast app and I search us, and we were fucking there. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm assuming they just never actually listened to it and just were like, yeah, just put it on.
So it was about... he had texted me that we were on, and I didn't have iTunes because I'm using a crappy Android right now. So I was like, oh crap, I have iTunes still on my laptop, which I didn't realize after 5 minutes of trying to search through the fucking thing to find it, because you can't just Google iTunes in the podcast name, because it's ridiculous that you can't do that. I guess it's just because we're not that important. Yeah. So I finally opened iTunes. I found out we were in there, and then realized it was 2 through 6.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The first episode
we lost one. I'm not re-uploading it.
But and I don't know how, because all I did was take the RSS feed.
Yeah.
And paste it. Copy paste it into the submission form, along with all the credentials and the file picture and all that. Hit submit. And that was it. It's not like I didn't have to do anything with the individual episodes. But then when it was posted, that first episode wasn't there.
Yeah.
So something happened when that first episode was originally uploaded. It wasn't tied to the RSS feed or something, maybe.
So for those of you that have listened,
but you can still find the first episode on YouTube.
YouTube. Just search TalkingBull on YouTube. You're now the second video people there. Just look for that blue bull logo, which I kind of updated and moved, and I'm hitting button stuff, so we got to stop doing that. So back to the thing. It was like 10:30, and I was like, damn, I should probably go upload 7 through 13, because as you guys know, I stopped uploading them to SoundCloud because I was getting annoyed at people just liking and following and not actually listening to anything, especially on SoundCloud, where it's not really networking on there. Like if you guys like and follow us on here, it at least gives us a subscriber boost and people can see us. On there, it's nothing. It's just a whole it's just shit show.
I was trying to look yesterday on how to look at the analytics of iTunes.
I think you just have to see.
The only thing I can do is I can log in, because it's I can log in and I can see the episode 2.
Yeah.
And episode 7. I could see that those ones were watched.
Yeah.
Or listened to. Or downloaded in some format. But I don't see how many times. I don't see how long it was. You don't get a lot of credentials.
No.
Right? So I Googled it, and you don't. You don't get any credentials.
The way it works is you have to like, subscribe, and rate.
Yeah. So
what I did was I went into Adobe and cut the audio back together, because we had separated the two. For 7 through 10, and then I stopped doing that, so I had to recut them together and then repost the audio. So what I'm saying is, now on iTunes you can listen to everything but one on every podcast service, fully audioed, ready to go. And starting this week, everything will be uploaded as audio form
to
iTunes. So if you could please go rate, subscribe, write a review, would help us out, give us a boost so more people can see us on iTunes as well as YouTube. Please go comment, follow, subscribe.
Yep.
Our goal is, at this point, we have 12 subs.
I'd like to hit 15.
I would like to hit 15. My ultimate goal in the next few months is to get 100. Because
you're being ballsy.
Well, because basically once you hit 100, you get the URL to your YouTube.
Yeah.
So I would like to be able to be youtube.com/TalkingBull. Because right now we're just a random link, and it makes people harder to search us when they ask what they should look for.
Yeah.
Because we are so great at promoting our stuff on our things. So my goal ultimately in the next few months, my initial goal for now is to hit 15. My long-term goal, obviously, is to hit 100 so we can get that URL. But please, go to iTunes, listen to us. If you don't want to watch us, you can listen to us. If you'd like to do both, please do. If you are already subscribed to one, go subscribe to the other. You don't even have to watch us or listen. Just go in there and give us some love.
Just subscribe.
Just subscribe, please. Well, enough pimping us out for now.
Yep.
We're going to head into our main topic.
You got the article up here, too?
I do.
Awesome.
I know, right? It's almost like I prepared, kind of. So this, we'll give you the 15. What do you want to do? Do you want to go down the list and then talk about it, or just talk about each one?
We'll talk as we go.
Okay.
We'll talk as we go, because some of them I won't really care for.
Yeah, so this is from Screen Rant. It is the 15 controversial movie scenes that would not be allowed in blockbuster movies today. So starting off with number 15, we have Ray's Dream from Ghostbusters. For those of you who don't know, in the Ghostbusters movie, they're doing like a little bit of a montage, and there's a scene where it's kind of explicitly implied that Ray gets a blowjob from a ghost. It's a really funny scene, but it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, like, every little sexual joke had kind of been implied. There was some light, inappropriate humor. Mm-hmm. And then there's just, like, boom, there's this
Here's
scene.
a blowy.
And you're like, the first time I seen it, I was like, holy shit. And I'm pretty sure this was before the PG, like, I meant to look this up, before they did the PG-13.
Most likely.
So this movie's PG,
yeah.
and this says a lot just because.
Well, same like the next one is only a PG movie.
Yeah.
Whereas now they're PG-13.
Yeah, because of it's up later on down the list. We'll get to it and we'll talk about it then. But like this scene to me, in a PG movie, obviously would not fly.
No.
But if a Ghostbuster
PG-13,
had the right rating, I think this scene would be fine.
It could work in a 13.
But it just seems like to me, it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it is a weird fucking.
It's just a weird fucking scene that I think Aykroyd just wanted to do because he could.
Yeah.
But it's really not that controversial. I think that's why it's at the top of the list. It's kind of a random ass scene in a great movie. Then we have Batman killing the Joker from Batman. Obviously, Tim Burton did a different take compared to the Adam West at the time, later on, from 66 to 89. And then Batman basically just kills Joker without any hesitation. Mm-hmm. And it just worked, I think, for Keaton's...
Go with me on this.
Okay, I'm going with you.
The end of the movie.
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yes.
Do I have to tell you about how it happens?
No, he chucks him off the thing.
He doesn't chuck him off the roof. I just asked you if you've seen it.
I did see it. He chucks him off the
No, he doesn't.
I thought he did.
No. Joker's going to leave.
Yeah.
He's hanging on the helicopter comes, right? He's climbing up that fucking rope ladder.
Yeah.
He hooks his rope. He use the bat thing, bat gadgets, to hook his feet to a fucking gargoyle, right? The helicopter, morons as they are, still try to fucking leave. As he leaves...
Okay, he doesn't chuck him off a building, but he chucks him off a chopper.
This is what I'm saying. Let me finish. So it's inadvertently as... very much as Christian Bale, when he didn't murder Ra's al Ghul on the train, but he left him in the exploding train to die.
Okay, and see, that pisses me off. Because at least in 89, he was trying to prevent the Joker from escaping.
Yeah.
I understand that. The idiots in the helicopter, whatever. Mm-hmm. I understand that. Ra's al Ghul and Bale, he just fucking left. He could have... Batman...
He has that line, like, I don't have to... I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Bullshit. First of all, that's something Batman wouldn't say, and as we established, he's not Batman.
Oh, we know that. But look at all that fucking hate.
But Batman would have saved...
Because that Batman came first.
Yeah, but Batman would have saved Raish. Mm-hmm. Or Ra's, depending on who you're talking to. I always thought it was Ra's al Ghul. Sometimes they call him Raish al Ghul. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do both. And I'm just like, stick to one.
Yep.
But yeah, he wouldn't have left them there.
No.
So really, again, top of the list. Don't think it's controversial. It still would be in the movie. Hell, fucking Batman kills in the last movie. Like, yeah, they mentioned that.
That's what I'm saying. Is based on The Dark Knight. Even the very similar scene where he doesn't actually kill Joker, nor does he truly kill Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
It would still occur, but it would just, again, I think it's that switch of PG to PG-13 is the difference. And yeah, it would just be a PG-13 movie. This was fucking funny.
The condom joke in The Mask.
I don't remember it actually. And when you read the actual article, there's a picture of it.
Yeah, he's holding it up
he's
and
holding
makes
a
him.
condom.
I don't.
And I don't fully.
I thought it was a
remember
balloon. Apparently, it's a condom.
Maybe I just never caught it, as a condom and not a balloon. Because I know there's a point where he's making the fucking he makes the balloon guns, like the bazookas, like the Tommy guns, right? But I don't know.
This would obviously be in a movie. The Mask is what, PG-13?
Probably.
I think it's PG-13.
Let's take a look.
I'm just thinking of all the scenes in the movie. I'm pretty sure it's PG-13.
PG.
It's PG?
PG 1994.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Times were different back then.
Yeah, again, we
grew up in the right era.
Yeah, we did.
I got to see Batman. Like I often say, there's no fucking way at 2 years old I should have been watching Batman 89.
No.
But I fucking was.
Ditto. Then there's the, I'm just going to read this the way I want to. It's the seduction, not the way they had written it out.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. First of all, Howard the Duck is a stupid movie.
I fucking loved this movie growing up. I watched it.
I've watched it twice younger and then recently, and I'm like, this movie is shit.
If I had to put a number to it when I watched it, so it came out in 86, so I would have watched it obviously in the 90s as replays. But if I had to put a number to it, I'd say 15.
That's 15 times too many.
I haven't watched it since I was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, but I watched it like crazy.
Okay, so
when I was younger,
basically Leah Thompson, was good back in the day because she was in that awesome movie of Back to the Future, which you can go Back to the Future. She tries to fuck Howard the Duck.
Yeah, but when I was 5, though, I wasn't getting it.
Oh no, I didn't get that either. But as an adult, you see it and you're like,
"What the fuck?"
She's trying to fuck the duck, and it's not
literally fuck the duck.
Literally fuck the duck, and it's not like he's a giant, normal human-sized kind of looking duck.
No, it's a fucking duck.
It's a fucking duck, the size of a duck wearing a suit, and they try to fuck, and it is you watch it now and it looks awkward as fuck.
I want to rewatch this movie actually.
Yeah, it's all right. But
I'll take it out of the vault.
Put it back in there.
That's going on the list.
Last time you went in the vault, you pulled out fucking steel.
Steel. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, and then
Alakazam.
So yeah, I think this is obviously not going to be in a movie.
Oh yeah, you're not fucking animals in PG movies.
or any movie.
That went out a long time ago.
Or any movie, depending on what it is. I don't know. It's a weird fucked up movie. Then you have Quint's demise in Jaws, and this one
this one's a little weird. I'll just okay. So
I think because again, this comes down to the rating. It was PG, and just the amount of gore from it, I believe, is the reason why it's on here. But I'm like, it's compared to some of the shit you see in other movies. Just think of the Saw movies.
Yeah. What I was gonna add is when I'm looking at it right now, it has it listed at 13. So I don't know if they
did they redo the list? Because I have it at 11.
No. I mean PG-13. Sorry, they have Jaws listed as PG-13.
Is it the re-releases?
I don't know. It's it just says PG-13. So. But it is from 75 when they didn't have a PG-13.
So they must have.
So they must have.
That
redone
must be.
It.
Yeah.
That must be a new.
Because it's on here. It's PG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Bond trying to rape that girl. Basically, is what happens in this scene.
Yeah, that one's weird.
And it really is an iffy scene.
Oh, I know. I remember what number 1 is, and that one's fucked up too. I actually watched.
Yeah,
that.
Bond is on this list twice for 2 questionable things.
Both very fucking questionable.
This definitely, I believe, should be higher on this.
It should be higher
because Bond just tries to rape a chick basically, and it does not look well.
Yeah,
and we'll just go with that.
We're just moving forward.
I don't know why they tried to Bond.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Anyways,
Indiana Jones.
Okay, so this is the reason why we have the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
Because Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is a fucked up movie. It's a good movie. So basically, there's scenes of torture and human sacrifice and kids working mines and shit. And it should not be a PG movie. They eat monkey brains. It's weird. So basically, there's a scene in the movie where Indiana Jones witnesses the thuggy cult guy take the dude's heart out of his body with his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then they burn him alive. And you're like, this is PG. Like, what the hell? Yeah, the whole reason I think this list exists is because of this movie.
Yeah, wasn't this the first one that triggered them redoing PG-13 movies after this?
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't have been a PG. This Temple of Doom should not have been a PG, but it shouldn't have been an R.
No.
So that's when they were like, we need to put something in the middle.
Yeah, and then the first movie they did was Red October. Was the first movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not Red October. Red Dawn.
Yeah.
The original Red Dawn, sorry. Yeah. Watch this movie, but just be prepared to know it's not PG. And then the next one we have, this is weird. It's Skid and Mudflap from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, I thought this one was kind of recent to be on the list. And it's a PG. Let's take a look. Revenge.
And basically, like, yeah, it's PG. Basically, they're on this because they're racist-ass robots. Like, they are just Michael Bay in a movie, basically. They are just the most racist-ass. Like, they talk in gangster speak. They have buck teeth. Neither can read. One has a gold tooth. They are awful. And they should not have been in a movie.
No, they shouldn't have.
Like, they are ridiculous. Every scene they're in is just, like, what are you thinking? Who shot this other than Bay? And was like, this is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to find the rating for Revenge of the Fallen?
Yeah, I thought it'd be 13.
This just opens up Screen Rant to another thing, so.
Listed right here. Oh, I don't know where to go. Moving on.
I'm just reading on all this shit Michael Bay does, and it's, like, ridiculous. So moving on to that, then we have, make sure, the bumbling Islamic terrorist from True Lies. Have you seen this movie?
True Lies?
Tom Arnold, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't watched
Tom Arnold.
it.
It's a good movie. Arnold was still pretty good at this point. It's great. So he's a spy who tries to keep his life secret from his wife, who doesn't know he's a spy. It's a good movie. It's got Bill Paxton in it, so that just makes it a good movie. Can you think of a bad movie? Can you think of a movie with Bill Paxton that's bad?
No.
Yeah, right? This guy is the Rock of 90s movies. So basically in it, what happens is the terrorists are Islamic and they're like bumbling idiots, which you wouldn't have now because, first of all, you wouldn't have Islamic terrorists because you couldn't do it. And if you did, they wouldn't be bumbling idiots. Yeah. So basically, yeah, this one makes sense. And then the next on the list is back to Ghostbusters. Is the light 'em up joke from Ghostbusters. Basically, it's like if you got 'em, light 'em, which it's a smoking thing.
Yeah.
Which obviously you can't smoke in
Yeah, they smoked
movies.
a lot in that movie.
Well, in R, you're pretty much going to get an R if you do it. But, yeah, you can't smoke in movies now, and wasn't a big deal back then. But, again, this was a PG movie. So smoking on screen probably wasn't the...
1984.
Yeah.
Times were different.
So you can't smoke on screen and have a good Ghostbusters movie like this where they make a joke about, like, they're going to die. So they're like, light them up if you got them, we're going to die. But someone allowed the new Ghostbusters movie to be made.
Yep.
One of those things is a travesty. I will let you decide which one. And then you got Taylor Damns Them All to Hell from Planet of the Apes. Great line, great scene when he finally figures out that he's, spoilers, on Earth.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you blew it up, damn you all to hell. Mm-hmm. Really, I don't know why it's so high on the fucking list when it's really not that bad. I've said fuck 15 times in this sentence. And he said hell.
I always thinking damn.
You think damn over hell?
I don't know. Heston's character tries to stop fighting. I thought it was because of damn.
Maybe.
Maybe both. Maybe both together.
Yeah.
You can't say damn in hell.
God damn it. Can't say that either. What is it? George Carlin's 15 words you can't say on television?
It's so fucking funny.
That's so good. And then you have number 4, the face peel from Poltergeist. And this one, I was like, shit, I haven't watched Poltergeist in a while. But just reading the description, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
That's fucked up.
But again, that's a movie that should not have been PG.
No, it's just all these I think
like that one came out in '82. Like that one was again, it's just been R.
Yeah, basically. And Poltergeist is a fucked up movie on
like
its
if
own.
they did Poltergeist now, it's probably just going to be R. Like,
and it would suck.
Yeah,
and it did.
Too.
They did do Poltergeist, and it sucked.
We're going to feature very similar scenes in Rocco. Yeah, I'm reading that right now. But I'm sure, like, so let's see what the new one, Poltergeist 2015, and it was rated. Oh, I guess 13. Like it was.
This one should have been rated R.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was PG-13, I guess.
Yeah. Good movie, though. Then we have The Crows from Dumbo.
Yeah.
And again, this just falls under... Product of its time.
And animation. You can get a lot. You can get away with a lot with animation, though, because, like, look at Family Guy and American Dad.
And,
like,
unless it's Song of the South.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Is that one with the guy and the sings to... Yes.
Zippity Doodah?
Yeah.
Great song. Terrible movie to be that song in because you'll never see that movie. Disney will never release that movie.
I've tried looking for a clip for it. You can't find really good clips either.
No, because it's a movie about slaves being happy. And we'll just leave it at that. Yeah,
Skinny Dip, Doc Holly.
No, I want to talk more about the racist
the
crows. They're so racist. They're just the typical
I don't remember.
stereotype.
Like I've heard about this for years. Like older, but I honestly don't remember. Like,
you have Dumbo, don't you? In that movie list,
possibly.
I think in the Disney movie
I haven't
collection.
watched it.
Go in the vault and get Dumbo out.
Go in the vault and grab Dumbo. Fine. But like I haven't watched this since I was a kid, and if I remember correctly, I just laughed. Or whatever. You know, I didn't catch.
The crows are
happening.
saying something funny.
Yeah.
That's not funny now.
Yeah,
or then either.
But for like a 4 and 5 year old, you're like, oh, that's kind of you're like.
But
you
like,
don't know the
why are the crows on Dumbo at 3 and Skidmark and Mudflap, who are just the same fucking thing,
the same characters?
They should, it should have been like the same thing.
Yeah,
and then we got the skinny dipping scene from Doc Holliday. Never seen this movie.
Never even heard of the movie.
But apparently Michael J. Fox is in it.
Yeah.
And it was this big hit outside of Back to the Future, and apparently it was an influence on the Cars. Pixar's Cars. At least according to this.
Oh.
But like from, again, PG, and then just from the scene description, you're like, okay, should have been a PG-13.
But it says the movie is rated PG-13, but it really pushes the edge of the classification when Doc meets his new love interest.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I read that
So it is
wrong.
a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. The scene seems fine. It's just nudity, basically.
And then the number 1.
And that was 2, by the way. Which makes sense, being at number 2, PG-13 showing more nudity than they should have.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
okay, so before you get to it, have you watched this movie?
No.
Okay, so I'm not joking. I have all of them.
I have them all. I just haven't watched them.
I have all of them, and I have watched all of his.
It's the same set.
Well, I've watched all of his.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just like this year, I've watched this one.
Yeah, because
I'm trying to work my way backwards.
Yeah, because we were talking about Bond, because I was like, my Bond initially, the first one I saw was Goldeneye.
Yeah, so
I had never seen any of the other ones where you're like, I hadn't seen anything. And
first one I seen was fucking Craig. I watched that trailer for Casino Royale, and I was just like, man, I'm going to need a minute alone. And
I don't know if you've noticed this
movie
from various podcasts, but apparently he'll just masturbate to anything.
I was like, man, I got to see this fucking movie.
Did you hear the Teletubbies had kids too? Did you?
I heard that. I heard that the other day. Baby Tellies.
That's fucked up, man.
Baby Tellies.
See, one of them was a girl. It had a purse.
I thought the one with the purse was
the purple one had a purse, and they're always like, "No, that's a boy." Or like, "It's a purple thing with a purse."
I thought they said that he was homosexual, like gay. I thought that was the thing like 5 years ago.
I don't know. I was just trying to make a really bad joke.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I want to say like 5-10 years ago, they said one of them was gay.
Oh, I thought it was the red one.
I don't remember which one.
I have no idea which one it was. I was just trying to say one's a woman, one's a gay.
But yes, I did see this week that they had babies. But anyways,
fucked up, man.
Back to Bond. So, first Bond for me, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Decided I'm going to go back and watch the lore of James Bond. Start with the fan favorite, Connery. Go back to the beginning.
We started watching the beginning of the original one.
I have watched all the Sean Connery ones.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of them, and then he takes one off, and then he comes back and does another one or something.
And then he does one that doesn't count.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to watch that one. But anyways, so the one we're talking about is You Only Live Twice. And in that movie, he goes to Japan, and he has to go and have like a makeover where he is disguised as a Japanese man. And holy motherfuck, is that whole breakdown like just very like would not happen in a movie today. Like they like tell him how to talk, how to walk, how to like they tape his fucking eyes weird.
It is
they give him like one of those bowl cuts. Like
there's a picture. I'm not putting it.
Yeah.
You have to go look for yourself.
Type in You Only Live Twice James Bond, and I guarantee it's the first
automatically it's the first thing that comes
picture
up.
that pops up.
It is
and
really
there's no
bad.
fucking way you're gonna see Craig do that. Like
no one's doing
no
that
one's
now.
doing it, but it's just like fuck. Man,
this deserved to be number one.
Yeah, it did.
It's so bad.
It reminds me of like remember we saw this other article about like Bugs Bunny. He had a few offensive Japanese jokes within the old Looney Tunes.
Yeah, there's one that won't even air because of that.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
there's also one where Donald Duck's a Nazi, and they don't play that either.
Yeah, they don't play that one either. But it just when I was reading this, I kind of thought of that Bugs Bunny episode, and there's a few of them where it's like, fuck, man, they would not, but like not even like. This isn't even like a ratings thing where like, okay, if it was rated R, it'd be fine. No, like this just would not be fucking done. Like,
I don't know who greenlit this as a
most
good
of them
fucking
can adjust.
idea.
Like most of the ones on the list can just be adjusted to like either a PG-13 or from the 13 to rated R, and you do whatever the fuck you want, kind of thing. But this just would not be fucking done.
No,
but I don't know who even okayed it. Like I don't.